creating an AI influencer and getting money from it can be pretty tricky, especially in the first 30 days if this is the first time you've ever been doing this. I know ChatGPT and other platforms aren't going to be helping you very much because they're going to give you generic information that isn't really up to date or anything to do with the adult industry, which is what we're kind of going into if you are looking at creating that AI OnlyFans model. So I'm going to be here to help you guys. I'm going to give you the relevant information needed to be able to succeed with your AI model in the first 30 days. And no, I'm not just some random guy waffling online that's used ChatGPT to make a video. I've been doing this for a few years now, and I have been very successful with my AI models, and the people that I've been helping have also been very successful with their AI models. These are proven strategies that I'm going to be talking you through today to allow you to be able to get through them first 30 days without getting shafted. Now, you may have heard some of the rumors. This business model is getting a little bit harder. But no, it's not as hard as every other business model you see out there. It's not as hard as drop shipping, it's not as hard as trading. You are profitable a lot quicker than pretty much every business in the world. The only reason you've heard it's getting harder is because a random Indian can't just come along, post a few AI images and get 10k anymore. Which, if anything, is a good thing. This new level of difficulty that has been added to the business model is a big plus for you, especially if you're coming across videos like this, because you're going to allow yourself to have the guidance to be able to follow the correct process to get results. It's like trying to learn how to trade without any kind of directional guidance. I've looked at them graphs, they look fucking confusing. A lot harder than simply just typing in a prompt and getting an AI image on the output. So anyway, enough talk about that. Let's get into the video of what you need to do for the first 30 days to be able to make sure that you succeed with your AI model. I've got a little presentation here I'm going to talk you through to help guide you, to help you learn what exactly is needed to be done. So before I get started, I'm going to be showing you the map of what actually matters, because it's pointless starting to go into random steps when you don't actually know what the end goal is. So here's a small breakdown. There's going to be a few graphics that are going to be popping up on the screen for you just to help explain each and every step. So obviously step 1, creating your character. Step 2, building your socials. Step 3, warming them up. If you don't know what that means, once again, we'll get to that. Building your image portfolios, number 4. Setting up the Instagram accounts with a bit of a strategy behind them is 5. And number 6 is monetization. Monetization doesn't normally come within the first month, but depends how quickly you grow. So you're probably just about touching that after the 30 days. So that's kind of what we're going to be going through today. Each step is very important, and you may say, I know this step, or I've heard someone talk about the warm-up process before, or something like that. But things change. Things change a lot, and they change very quickly, especially in this newer, fresh business model, because there's constantly new strategies, new updates. So make sure that you do follow along, because it is actually very important to stay updated. So firstly, step number 1, creating your character. Now, the best way to do this is to not overthink. Everyone overthinks this process. They spend 2 or 3 weeks researching, they procrastinate it, and they think they're doing work because they're just sitting there typing gay documents about their AI model. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's not needed. It doesn't matter what school or university she goes to. It's an AI model. We need to get the ball rolling. We need to set the accounts up. That's the most important thing. And in order to be able to set these accounts up, we need an AI model. So what I'd recommend is a very short amount of research. Make the model. Doesn't have to be niche yet. Just make it quite generic and just get profile picture, description, and a few images up. Running it for the first month or 2 without a niche doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be getting an extreme amount of traction anyway. You're going to be in the warm-up process for most of it. So just getting the model out there and getting it done is just what's needed. So don't overthink it. Don't procrastinate. Don't say, I'm doing research, man, and just fucking sit there for hours on end doing nothing. It's not worth it. Get stuck in, make the model, and then in the future, once you know a bit more knowledge about the space, had a bit more time to research, whilst your Instagram accounts are up and running, then you can start looking at niching and moving into certain areas to get better ROI. So that's step number 1. What I'd recommend, step number 2, is obviously the warm-up process. This is probably the most important step, is getting your social medias set up and ready to go. Because with no social media or no marketing, you're not going to get any money. You're not going to get any results. It's pointless. This is the main part of the game, and you need to start this as soon as you can, because it does take 2 weeks, which is quite a long time, just to set shit up and get it going. So unfortunately, things can't start instantly. So that little night that you get a load of dopamine, load of fucking buzz going, yeah, I want to make $1 million, all of this, I'm gonna start my AI model. You can't do it all on that first night. You've got to wait and do it slowly over the first 2 or 3 weeks, get the account set up, warmed up, and then you can look at doubling down and applying strategy. So if you're a proper, dopamine chaser and you want instant results, quick wins, just go gamble your money. Don't bother investing it, because you're not going to do very well here. If you're going to think with strategy, apply yourself with a method, this is a better business model for you. It's a strategical process that does take some time. So the warm-up process, once again, if you need to know this, startaiofm.com is a course. It literally teaches you how to do it. It's free, 100% free. You literally just sign up with an email and you're good to go. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can probably access it nowadays without logging in. So go check that out. That's going to be able to talk you through exactly what I mean by the warm-up process, because I'm not doing a video on it now, so that'll take about half hour. So obviously do your homework. Metadata, that's the next thing. Very important stuff. Most people do this wrong. Most people explain this wrong in the business model online, because most of them don't actually have models. They've just heard the word metadata, probably seen one of mine or Carl's videos and decided to try copy it. So let me talk you through the general process. Now, metadata is basically a stamp that is put on an image before it gets sent out to social media. It's telling the social media platforms where that image has come from. If it's an AI image, what device it was taken on, if it's a real image, location, time, all of that kind of stuff. It's a stamp. If your metadata stamp says that your image is AI, it was made on this generator, and blah, 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 does this and that, then that's a bit of a problem. Because if that generator also is very well known for not safe for work stuff, then this means that Instagram knows that you're making OnlyFans model, so it doesn't really like it. So what you want to do is try not erase the metadata, restamp it on, or relabel the metadata. Because if you completely erase it, that looks even more suspicious. You're trying to hide something. Instagram doesn't like that. And that's what most influencers or gurus or nerds that sell PDFs, that's normally what they tell you to do, is just erase it. Don't do that. You change it. So rather than saying it's coming from the AI model factory or Higginsfield or whatever, it says that it's coming from a iPhone 15 that was taken in this university or something like that. Putting a new metadata stamp on it is the way you want to go. So that's kind of the first thing when it comes to creating these images. Rather than just getting them up, try change that metadata a little bit. It's going to give you the best result. The next thing is something called SynthID. Now, SynthID comes from images that are made by Google. This is your nano bananas, your stuff like that. So what I'd recommend doing is avoiding using these AI generation methods just at the start as much as you can. It's not an absolute deal breaker, but it does allow you to hide the fact that it's AI for a little bit longer, because it doesn't have this invisible watermark in it, which is what a SynthID is. You can't remove this, you can't get rid of this. You can mask it a little bit, but Instagram's so good nowadays, it can see it. So trying to use generation methods that are just as good as Nano Banana, but aren't Nano Banana, is going to help you out. So once again, this is something that most of these guys get wrong. Once again, the AI Model Factory has generation methods that are better than Nano Banana, and also don't have SynthID, so you can go use them. So they were obviously very important steps. The next thing we're looking at is the actual strategy behind this, because it's all good and well making sure you make the images correctly, making sure you warm the accounts up. But if you're going to apply a standard OnlyFans strategy that you've probably seen online and across most of these PDF courses, or even probably advised by ChatGPT or something, you're going to get banned pretty quickly. So let's talk about some Instagram strategies on how you're actually going to get results here and how you're going to have stability to your business model, because that is the main problem in 2026, is everyone's getting banned because they make fucking porn and chuck it online, which is just not what you want to do. So let me tell you exact strategies on what you do want us to do. Firstly, breaking down into free Instagram accounts. Pretty simple. One of your Instagram accounts is this mainstream influencer, which is going to be completely safe for work, no OnlyFans or anything orientated to that stuff at all. This is just going to look like a normal person. So it's not going to convert anyone to fanvue or OnlyFans. It is a basic platform with your model. Then you're going to have the OF Instagram. This is still going to be extremely safe for work. So it is going to be an OF Instagram, so it will have a link, but all the content you're posting is not going to be explicit. It's not going to be provocative. It's just an account with a link. So it's pretty much the same as a mainstream influencer, but with a spicy link and a few call to actions. And then we have the high risk account. Now this is where most of your traffic is going to come from. However, it's going to get banned a lot quicker. It's going to be a lot more controversial, a lot more explicit, still safe for work, but a tad more explicit. So if we look at this graph here, firstly, let's look at this mainstream influencer pathway. It goes up very, very slowly, but it's very consistently growing. There's no bans, very, very low risk, and it's going to help you be able to scale high risk accounts a lot quicker to get better results. We'll cover that in a minute. The second account, so you look at the graph here, it grows slightly quicker because it's the tiniest bit more explicit, but it does grow a little bit quicker, and in the future will get you a bit more traction and probably is going to be your main consistent flow of traffic. And then if you look at the high risk, it grows very quickly, but it drops off very, very quickly. It's due to shadow bans, permanent bans, restrictions, and is a bit of a burner strategy. So this does cost money. So you do want to be careful how many times you try to play this card. Obviously, we're going to be playing it to be able to get results, but if you're on a massive budget, doing this 3 or 4 times a month isn't really something you're going to be doing. Doing it once a month, once every 2 months is pretty good. But these are the 3 main Instagram accounts that you want to apply all together, all at the same time, to be able to get that good output. So let's break them down into a bit more detail so you know what I'm actually going on about. Now here's obviously a little ChatGPT graphic. As you can see on the phone, there's a very PG, normal influencer looking page, down the gym, on holiday, with our mates down the club, that kind of stuff. It's still showing your model as a sexy, middle-aged, whatever chick, this girl that has a personality, has a lifestyle, but she's not just whipping out her tits, she's actually doing things with her life. Which means that it's a bit more of a storyline for people to follow along with and engage with, like a normal influencer would do. As you can see from the graph, there is that slow incline. Now the reason we want to make this is because this is going to be our launch pad. This is going to allow us to be able to launch any other account in the future. Because this account isn't going to get banned, this is the most mainstream passive account. Instagram does not see this as a risk. So that means we have a base, which means that if any other account gets banned, we have a base to be able to grow new accounts from the ground upwards. So yeah, overall, this is just a long-term steady asset that you're going to want to have. And I'll explain a little bit more why in a minute. Now the primary growth account, this is obviously a OF creator account. The risk of getting banned is medium. It's not 0, but it's not very high. The main risk is obviously having that link in the bio, but it's just going to be a combination of your normal, safe for work, long-term account, and obviously your higher risk account. It's just a combination of the two. Keeping it more safe for work means that it's going to last a lot longer, but obviously grow a lot slower. That's kind of the thing to do with the business model nowadays. If you want to grow fast, you're going to grow at high risk. If you want to grow slowly, then it's going to be very low risk. So finding the middle ground is obviously very hard, but running your main accounts that you want to keep at a more low risk strategy is obviously what you want to do. So a few bikini images is fine. A link in the highlights, probably not in the bio link, the highlights is good, but posting links in bios and aggressive lingerie images every day isn't going to be something we'll be doing on this account because you'll get banned. So this is probably where you're going to be spending most of your attention, but you do want to make sure you're looking into the other 2 accounts as well. Just doing this one account is a bit lazy. You want to be doing the lower risk and the higher risk as well. This is just the middle ground. So the high risk account, this is obviously very important stuff. You want to make sure that you do have some high risk accounts. However, they do cost a bit of money. That is the one negative of this, because you are burning devices. So normally doing this on a more basic Android device can work absolutely fine. Obviously investing a bit of money into the Android device to make sure it's a little bit better, or even like a lower end Apple device is obviously important because you are going to get better results. But if you are going lower end, it still works. It's just not as effective. However, you can use softwares online nowadays that mean that you don't need 100 devices. Obviously, these softwares are very good. I tend to use them. They're a lot cheaper And obviously, if you do need any more information, I can probably drop it down below if you want. But it just saves you from carrying 20 phones around, because airports tend not to like you when you have that many devices. So using online alternatives definitely work very well. For this, you're going to be posting a lot of lingerie, a lot of bikinis, a lot of kind of teaser stuff, links and bios, all of that kind of stuff. You're going to gain as much traffic in a short period of time as possible. Two things you can do with that traffic. Number one, funnel it across to your stable, low-risk accounts. Funneling your traffic across there means that these low-risk accounts all of a sudden start to grow a lot quicker and give you a better foundation. So that's one thing you can do. Or the second thing you can do is get it straight across to your monetization platform, start monetizing it, getting some money from these customers to be able to reinvest into more devices to be able to make more higher risk accounts. If you go viral on one of these devices, that can easily replicate into 2 or 3 grand. But if it doesn't, then that's a waste of 200 quid you just spent on that device. So there's a bit of a balance here. Whether you want to gamble on potentially getting quick cash and then reinvesting it, or if you want to try funnel it to your more stable account to then increase the quality of that account for the long run. Once again, it's up to you, personal preference. I quite like to gamble, see if you can get that quick cash and then reinvest. But obviously it's up to you. So the reason these 3 accounts are so important and the reason they work together so well is because the stable long-term accounts will mean that you have a stable, constant flow of traffic into your business. That means you'll be able to make money every single month. However, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to get to the 10, 20K mark anytime soon. But if you apply the other 2 accounts, the higher risk account and also the OnlyFans account or the OF style Instagram account, then it means that you're going to be able to scale a lot quicker and get money a lot quicker, reach them higher pay brackets a lot quicker. But it does come with cost, it does come with risk, and also you guys need to be aware of that. The reason I'd highly recommend having that long-term stable account is for this one specific reason. It's more important than you think. So listen in. The metaphor I like to use, and I tell to Chatlaine clients all the time, these obviously clients that I work with to be able to get these results, is I explain it in this way. Think of cliff divers. To climb up that hill, climbing up that cliff, it takes a while. It's a bit of hard work, a slippery slope, and there's risks of like rocks falling on them, risk of them falling off, all of that kind of stuff. But they do it to get to the top, see the great view, and then jump in the water. It takes a little while. This is similar to that stable, slow account. It takes a while to grow. But once you get to the top, if you can throw down a rope or a ladder, it means that getting up and down every single time is going to be 10 times easier. So this is the effect of that long-term account. If you grow it to a certain point and get to the top of the cliff, you can then almost use it as like a ladder or a rope. So if any of your other accounts get banned and completely erased, it means you can get back in the game a lot quicker, because you can use this long-term stable account to grow other accounts. You can give shout outs to burner accounts to just spark them off. You can give shout out to OF accounts to be able to spark them off. So you can get back in the game a lot quicker, because that's the main problem that most people have. They get banned, they got to start from zero. It takes them 2 or 3 months to get back in the game. Marketing methods may have changed, they're fucked. Whereas if you have this account already there, get back in the game in a matter of weeks, maybe even days, because you have that ladder thrown down or that launch pad to jump off from. So it's an extremely important method. That's pretty much the whole method that I wanted to go through you guys with today. So hopefully that helped. What I've shown you should have helped you move along your process with your AI influencer. Whether that means you're starting today or you've started already, messed it up, and now you have to start again. But these steps are required to allow you to be able to grow. And if applied incorrectly, means that your business is going to be unstable or unable to grow, which is 2 things that we do not want. Like I say with all my clients that I work with, this isn't a cash grab business model. It can be treated as one, but if it is, then it's only going to last about a month. If you apply the correct steps, you can get regular income every single month for the next few years with one influencer. So rather than obsessing over quick results, lots of money as soon as possible, like every guru online tells you can do, structure it in a more stable way with a more long-term vision to getting monthly incremental wins. To be able to get monthly wins and hit milestones every single month. That should be your true objective. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I'll see you in another video.